CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
One mind, one team, one heart, one player through the hole, one goal from the start. To dominate the art of the black and blue. Watch your Super Bowl dreams till they all come true.
New England and Miami. It's 82 degrees here in Miami. Today's game brought to you in high definition by Sony. The Patriots welcome the return of Richard Seymour back after 4 weeks out with a knee, and will return for the kick in just a moment on CBS. He breaks free. Touchdown. Watch out. Oh, what a play. Unbelievable. Who was it? Yes. Again, a beautiful day here in Miami. 82. Just a slight chance of a passing shower. That's it. Bill Belichick coming in here. His team lost last season, giving up a couple of touchdowns in the last 2 minutes as the Dolphins shocked them. One of only 4 wins on the year for Miami, but all things are new here with Nick Saban in his first year as the Miami head coach. He is some kind of impressive.
There is no doubt when you come down here to Miami and you watch them practice, you hang around the complex, there is an edge. Nobody's comfortable, and that a lot of times that's what makes football teams successful. The players, they like what he's doing, and I like what they're doing too, Jim. The team looks pretty good.
Saban said it's going to be a little bit different out there. No doubt at game time going against his close pal Belichick, but he says it will be nothing personal. We'll give it our all, and we're underway with the Patriots to get the football first. Bethel Johnson on the return. He'll try the left side and dancing around with room. Murray took a stab at him, but great start for Johnson. However, a flag back at the 23-yard line. 42 yards on the return. And it looks like most of that, all of that's coming back.
During the return, holding the receiving team, number 95. 10-yard penalty and keep the ball. First down.
Well, they had only 4 penalties on Monday night, the Patriots tying their season low, but they get one right here that knocks out the big return. There is Tom Brady, who's having a fine season with the 12 touchdowns, only 4 picks. He was picked, however, here 4 times last season. Gorin comes in for Ashworth, who's out with a knee. Daniel Graham, a late scratch before this one with a shoulder. So Faurier and Watson will be handling the duty at tight end, and Givens out with a knee. Troy Brown starts for Givens. Send 3 receivers to the right side, and first play pass is to Bethel Johnson, and he is whistled down, fumbled after he was down, a gain of 6. This is the oldest starting defensive unit by age in the NFL. They've got guys like Taylor, Pro Bowler, and the linebacking core. Crowder, a rookie. Thomas, a Pro Bowler, and Seau, 12-time Pro Bowler. Madison, still one of the best. On second down, a run up the middle and wide open for Heath Evans, the former Dolphin who was on the Dolphins roster through 6 weeks. He burst for 22 yards.
Well, the formation, the thought process is the Miami Dolphins defense is thinking run. They're going after the quarterback, and that allows Heath Evans to go right up the middle, untouched.
How about that? I mean, you just don't expect Heath Evans his first carry as a Patriot, and it's the second longest rush of the year for New England.
I figured he was coming in there to be a pass blocker for Tom Brady.
They give him actually 21. and a first down at the 40. Evans remains in the backfield.
You got it.
Play action fake to Evans, and Brady across the middle has the target. It's Troy Brown for another first down at the 43. Gain of 16.
Well, the Patriots know they're going to get pressure by this defense. That's what Nick Saban likes to do. Get after the quarterback. The three receivers to the top. They keep one tight end for extra protection. Zach Thomas diagnoses the play, but he's too aggressive and then allows Troy Brown to get by him to catch the pass.
Well, Corey Dillon has been banged up, and he is now not in for the third straight play. He was in for play one. It's Evans getting his second carry, and he is met after a gain of one. They have Falk still out, Pass inactive as well. And here's your spotlight when New England has the ball.
Well, Tom Brady talked about it last night. He wants to run the football to help the defense out because they are struggling. And when you throw it with David Givens out, it's Deion Branch everywhere you can get him the football. Miami's defense, Zach Thomas said it best. If you don't mix it up, you make Tom Brady too comfortable, then you have no chance.
Andre Davison is a receiver for the Patriots, who go again with Evans, who cuts back to the middle. And again, this unexpected play by a backup fullback signed just a couple of weeks ago, who had began the season in a Miami uniform, and Evans is near the first down.
When you look at Evans, a defense, look at him getting pushed down the line, and it's a nice cutback by Evans. And again, I'm just going to go back. I'm taking hints. Tom Brady goes, you know, we want to be a physical offense, and the Patriots have not done that so far this year. Young line, new guys in there, running backs hurt. Well, this Evans, hey, he looks like he can be physical. He carries a load in there.
Another Auburn product. 5th year out of Auburn. Now they have Michael Cloud in, and Cloud gets the carry. He is stopped on 3rd and less than a yard.
That is a sign when you're in obvious running situations, 3rd and less than 1 yard. That's an obvious running situation. And when you hand it off and you lose yardage, which they did that time, that tells you you're not to the point you want to be. You're not as physical as you want to be on the offensive line.
Of course, the biggest telling thing is that Dillon only played 1 snap and then out. He's stretching on the sideline. They've had to bring out Josh Miller to punt as the drive breaks down in Miami territory. Wes Welker is back to return. This is the #1 team in the league when it comes to punt return average. This is not going to be one that's going to be returned. Instead, it's fielded by Andre Davis at the 2. Perfectly drawn up. And Gus Frerotte and company will start at the 2 when we come back. Back here in Miami, and Corey Dillon stretching out his right calf after coming out after 1 play. Really the only healthy running back that the Patriots had any plans for this season. Of course, he carried the load last year, a record season as the Patriot rusher. First play for Miami, we'll call it from the 3, and it's Ronnie Brown, the leading rookie rusher in the league, for 2 yards. He's got over 600 yards, including a pair of 100-yard performances. Here is Gus Frerotte, 7th different quarterback to start here at Miami since Dan Marino's retirement. Frerotte with his 6th different team. Here's the offensive line that has only surrendered 12 sacks on the season. And Brown and Williams, that 1-2 punch we spoke of. 2nd down and 8. And Frerotte from the end zone going deep. Chris Chambers tangled up and almost picked off by Eugene Wilson. Asante Samuel and Chris Chambers got their legs crossed, no call.
Well, when you're backed up on offense, I think most defenses know, they always talk about it. Be careful, don't give up the long pass. And this is just incidental contact. Asante Samuel, he was in terrific position, and it's a good thing that Chris Chambers ran up his legs. Otherwise, he would have picked the pass off.
Right away, though, Miami trying to expose the Patriots defense deep, which has allowed 10 plays on this season of at least 40 yards. That's the most in the league that anyone's given up. So Miami comes in out of the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Look at the block up the middle. Patriots get in on Frerotte, gets it away for the first down. It's Randy McMichael. They did not convert a third down all of last week, but a big 15 on that play.
Well, that's what it is. Stay on the field, Jim. That's how you get it going. Teddy Bruschi, oh, man, that's dangerous. Don't leave your feet. He almost gets in there and sacks Gus Frerotte for the safety, but last week, 0 for the game, no third downs. That is a nice blitz pickup, too. Hit the run. If they want to jump, hit them low and turn them over.
Ryan Gilmore comes in on first down. And here's the carry by Brown. And it's good for 2. That's all. This New England defense not only given up the big play, the 40-yard plays that I mentioned 10 times this season, they have only 6 takeaways this entire year. 3 picks, 3 fumble recoveries. But again, Seymour is back after 4 weeks out with a knee. And Bruschi, his 3rd return game. Eugene Wilson in a secondary that for the 2nd straight year is patchwork. Second down and 8, and Ricky Williams is in the game. But looking all pass, Frerotte completes it left side, short of the first by a couple. Gain of 6, and that was Ronnie Brown with the reception. Here's the spotlight on the Dolphins' possession.
Well, we right from the beginning, picking up a third down situation, stay on the field so you allow your running backs, which are the key to your offense, to get more touches. New England's defense, the defensive backs, it's always in question who's going to play. Randall Gay warmed up. He's not playing right now. So can they work together? Can they communicate so when somebody moves on offense, they don't make a mental error?
3rd and a short 2. They go to Brown, the rookie, to get it, and he is denied. Stacked up for no gain. The Patriot defense resilient that time.
This defense so far, just that running play tells me the defense wants to be physical. Watches they're coming to the outside, nowhere to go. Then you just see New England players, they just start hitting the offensive players. Just hit them. Just keep hitting them. That's how you win a lot of football games.
It was Bruschi and others in their banging bodies, so the Dolphins have Donnie Jones in to punt. Tim Dwight is the returner. This one returnable from the 23. Dolphins, look at him, close in on Tim Dwight. Well covered by Miami. Travis Minor down there along with John Denny. 49-yard punt.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Cadillac, introducing the new 2006 DTS. Cadillac, breakthrough. And by Bud Light, smooth and refreshing. Bud Light, great taste for your great times.
Well, Miami and its fine offensive line coach
Hudson Houck done a good job.
Log on to NFL.com, see who are the best and the worst performers first half of the season. Vic Carucci, Pat Kerwin, Gil Brandt, break it all down, NFL.com. Here come Patriots. 2nd possession of the game starts at the 18. Dillon remains out. And Brady tackled by Taylor. It does not go down as a sack. It's a rush for 1 yard as Brady comes out of the pocket.
Well, looks like Jason Taylor could be a little banged up, but
Graham out with a shoulder. 3rd down and 8. Brady with a flag down, and he goes out. No late flag thrown over there, but it looks like there could be an offensive holding call.
Oh, yeah, David Bowen's on the inside. It was a blitz look. Tom Brady trying to alert his offensive line. Here they come. But they got right through, and there was a hold inside to keep Tom Brady from getting hit.
Holding. Offense number 70 is declined. 4th down.
Logan Mankins, the rookie left guard, pulled for that one.
Jason Taylor, Nick Saban has come in. Look at where he is this time. Right over the center, and that's where they hold because he jumps right around Dan Copeland and gets in Tom Brady's face. They move him around because he is their best pass rusher and their best defensive player.
Officially 2 sacks on that series by the Miami defense. And Miller with another flag down.
What a punt.
Welker loses it, but falls on it at the 10. Along with Chris Carr of the Raiders, Welker and Carr have fumbled more on punt returns than any player in the league. That's the 5th time on the year. He's only lost 1 of them. And Bethel Johnson shaken up for the Patriots. It's a 54-yard boot, but let's find out.
Boy, it isn't amazing. It doesn't seem like punters are just kicking it better than ever.
Seems like they've gotten an extra 5 or 6 yards this year.
Defense number 35 lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. 1st down. Timeout.
Yep, the Patriots will decline it because of a beautiful punt and coverage. No score, 1st quarter. It's been a struggle for field position on each side for the offenses, that is, and Miami for the 2nd time starts a series back inside the 10. This one really basically at the 10-yard line on play action. Farad gets it out to Ronnie Brown. So we got Ronnie Brown has been in on a couple of plays and got stuffed on that 3rd and 2. Have not seen Ricky carry it to this point, but the system with Brown and Williams has worked well, and these two have worked well together on and off the field.
Couple things. It's a good point, Jim. They have worked together well off the field. 2 running backs who want to get the bulk of the carries, getting along. It's good for your football team.
It's Brown on 2nd down and 6. And he's a couple shy. Another 4 yards picked up. We've got an update. Let's send it back to Greg in New York.
All right, Jim and Phil in Indianapolis. Colts are on the board. Peyton Manning, little flip to Dallas Clark. He'll take it 14 yards. Manning's 15th touchdown pass of the season. Colts in the lead, 7-0, guys.
Well, the Colts meeting the Texans for the 2nd time in 3 games for Indianapolis. And next week, Colts will be at Cincinnati. It will be quite a tussle. 3rd down and short. They got stopped from 3rd and 2 on their last drive. Pass for it, and they get it. Out to the 26. 1st down for Miami. Catch made for the 1st by Marty Booker.
Well, good job. I tell you, this New England defense is getting a push up front. Gus Farad staying in there tough and just zips it in between 2 defenders to Marty Booker. Again, they worked so hard on 3rd downs. They made none last week. You've got to stay on the field to keep getting the football to your best players.
Ricky Williams is the lone back. And here's his first carry of the game. Roosevelt Colvin is there to meet him at the line of scrimmage. We had a chance to visit with Ricky Williams on Friday, and it was quite a fascinating 25-minute visit.
Yeah, I think it's, I saw a different player than I saw 2 years ago. More relaxed, happier about football. And Jim, I thought it was interesting. I asked Nick Saban, what did you do to get him back? And really, Ricky Williams' agent called him. He met with Ricky Williams and says, what did you learn on your trip? And how can we make it work for you here? And that's kind of how the relationship was formed.
2nd down and 10. Down the field, and the coverage by Hobbs. Chambers looking around for a flag that does not exist.
Well, it looks like Ellis Hobbs, number 27, inside route. Gus Frerott's going to throw it deep. He puts his hand on him. That is not pass interference. And you can put your hands on the receivers. You can't move them. You can't restrict them. Chris Chambers' arms were free. I know it looks bad, but it is not a foul. I heard you say wow.
It looked like he had him around the neck.
Oh, come on. I do that to you all the time in the booth. You don't complain.
I throw a flag. Third down and 11 and a timeout as the play clock was running down with 1:37 to go. First quarter, timeout Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AmeriQuest Mortgage, proud sponsor of the American Dream, and by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Tomorrow, Dave is all new with Kid Scientists plus John Cusack. And later in the week, Howard Stern. Dave is all new all this week on America's Most Watched Network. Third down, we're going to call it 11.
I'm deep.
Frerotte flushed out. Now he fires it again way down the field, and Chambers had a play on it. Does not come up with it at the 25. Eugene Wilson may have gotten a hand in there to deflect it, throw it offline.
I tell you what.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. It's perfect, and this will get you a lot of flack because Chris Chambers complaining we're not going down the field. Gus Frerotte moves out of the pocket, and I'll tell you what, that is a terrific throw, and he gets nothing out of it.
I mean, that was on a line. Donnie Jones in the punt. Chambers had gotten into a little bit of a controversy this week when Saban had said that how the flag falls. Yeah. Saban had said he thought his receivers were decent, and Chambers took offense to that. He actually had a meeting with the coach and wanted to know exactly what his definition of decent is.
Yeah, I don't want to be decent. No player wants to be decent because that sounds like you're good enough for now, but we're going to move you on when we get somebody better. But also, I think he said it. Chris Chambers did drop a pass last week.
Delay of game. Defense, number 27, did an intentional flinch on the line of scrimmage, drawing an immediate reaction to the opponent. It's a 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
Even with the 5 yards, not enough for the first.
But, just so Nick Saban is just going to look, the receivers need to get open more, get separation. That times Chris Chambers had it and didn't come up with the big play.
Would have been 45 yards.
They're game changers, especially for the Dolphins, who struggle to make any big plays.
Another thunderfoot effort. It drives Dwight back to the 11 and forces the fair catch. Again, it's a field possession battle in the first quarter here in Miami. Coming up, we've got the Sprint halftime report with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer. All the latest scores and highlights. 9 games in the early window. They'll have the story coming up on the Sprint halftime report. All 5 drives in this game have started inside the 20 as Evans gets the call and rushes for 4 yards.
Yeah, we got to do something about these punters.
Getting too good.
You got to give them some footballs that don't go as far. Because, Jim, when you start inside your 20, even the most aggressive football teams in this league, there's something that holds you back. Formations, you want to be a little safe because, if you make a mistake, it's points for the other team. So it just affects the overall play of the game.
So Dillon can only watch. Again, with a leg injury suffered after one play or re-aggravating what has been a really tough go of it all season long. And Evans earns another carry. Breaks free. Wow. Look at this. Bowling ball out to the 29. He had 1 carry through the first 6 weeks with the Dolphins. 1 carry for no yard.
Well, he's going to earn a few more carries today, that is sure. Look at the way he runs. Not only does he find the right hole, it's how hard he runs afterwards. Breaking tackles, showing that he's strong and he's fresh and taking advantage of an opportunity.
He has 47 yards as we've reached the end of the first quarter. 47 yards rushing. by Heath Evans. And we'll return after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
No score, top of the second quarter in Miami. And when we talked to Nick Saban about being at the halfway point of the season, he told us he was really pleased with the way Jason Taylor is taking on linebacker duties in addition to being a defensive end. He said, I watched film last year, and because offenses always knew where he was going to be, they just moved the tight end over there to help block him. He said, yes, Taylor's had to learn how to drop back into coverage, but he figured he's getting beat up a lot less more than putting his hand in the dirt all the time, Jim.
Well, there he is lined up on that right side as the Patriots open the quarter, 1st and 10 from the 30. Patriots rush for only 34 yards Monday night against Indy, and now officially 48 yards rushing in one quarter by Evans as Brady hits Branch. And a fumble on the back end. They rule it incomplete. Talking to Brady last night about the fact that David Gibbons would be out. How would that affect Deion Branch?
Deion Branch all the time.
So it'll be all Deion all the time, but that's the first time he's tossed it to their leading receiver.
They know Gibbons is out. You design more plays with Deion Branch to be the focal point of each play, and that's what you do as an offense. Get it to the guy who can score touchdowns and get it to your best player. That's Deion Branch.
Branch to the left. Andre Davis, Troy Brown to the right. On 2nd and 10, Evans this time has his best efforts thwarted by who else but Zach Thomas for a loss of 3.
Zach Thomas, it's not an accident when he gets in the backfield and he makes plays. It comes from talent, but it comes from a lot of study and a lot of work. He diagnoses plays, and you think he must be blitzing. He gets in the backfield so fast, but that's not the case. And I know there's a lot of people will say this can't be true. I think he's the smartest football player in the National Football League, and even more than Peyton Manning.
I know you admire how much game film he watches.
That's how he survives on the field.
There's a flag down, and he watches so much film, he really seems like he has almost been tipped off.
Ball start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
On what the next play is going to be. In fact, he even admits, he says, I'm a cheater. I'm cheating on all these formations.
It's not cheating. That's taking advantage of what's at your fingertips, Jim. He watches TV tapes because he wants to hear the quarterback's signals and get into the rhythm of how they call it. And then also, when you listen to the TV tapes, sometimes you can pick up audibles, and he tells those to us before games, and he is right in those assumptions.
3rd down and 18, and yet another flag on the snap.
I'll say this.
Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
I've played in this stadium before, and there's always some empty seats, and you think, well, it won't be too bad here today, but they can make a lot of noise. And as a quarterback on the field or as an offensive player, it's hard to hear and it's hard to communicate.
One last thing about Zach Thomas. Told us he likes to scout himself as much as he scouts the opponent. And here they go with a little trickery. And out of bounds they go with Deion Branch, short of the 1st.
Well, I don't know if that was trickery. Nobody lined up over Deion Branch. Tom Brady saw it, and Deion Branch raised his hands.
Just really quick, they whip it over here before. Look at Miami, not even set.
Well, they're trying to figure out who's going to do what, and boy, good job by Tom Brady. Changes field position, that pickup.
Picks up 16, but they needed 23. Miller in to boot it. Welker at the 19. And that will be it to the 23. That'll be actually his best starting position for the team today. When we come back, 48-yard punt, scoreless here in Miami. Teddy Bruschi lining up not only on every defensive snap, but playing in punting situations as well, as he did back in his college days in Arizona for Dick Toomey. Ricky Williams, second carry, picks up a couple.
Well, guy comes back. He's been out the whole season. You say, well, let's break him in slowly. That doesn't happen with the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick, if you're the best guy for the job, look at that block. Pretty tough. Throws him to the ground. But then he has to run down and cover the punt. And then when that's over, just walk right out there and get in your position at middle linebacker. That's right, Jimmy played special teams in college. Does a good job with the Patriots.
Second down, 8. McMichael near the first as he is stopped by James Sanders after gain of 7. It'll be 3rd and a yard to go, and Miami showing a little hurry-up look.
Well, this will keep New England from substituting. And the general thought is change the rhythm of the game and to make the defense play a little safer.
First time Miami's been outside of its own 30. 3rd and a yard, and Williams gets it. Squeezes through the hole out to the 39 for the first.
The surprise of this this football team so far this year, the offensive line, which everybody thought was just going to be horrendous, they run block pretty well, and Gus Frerotte has only been sacked 12 times so far this year.
That's after last year Miami quarterbacks were sacked 52 times on the season. Back to Ricky. And he's met initially at the line and falls forward for 2 yards. Ricky Williams, does he look different to you as far as his weight back in his days when he was handling it more than any running back in the league?
There's no question he's trimmer, a good 10 to 15 pounds. We talked about that trip he had, Jim, and we talked about his diet, which I know you want to talk about.
Well, he doesn't eat meat. Well, it doesn't. You asked, does that just mean meat or do you eat chicken and fish? He said nothing with eyes. That's Chris Chambers, who has the eye for the first down yardage and more to the New England 47.
Oh, you're clever. The eye, that's right. Chris Chambers. I like this. The Dolphins let the receivers run across the field. It gives New England problems, and they find those open spots, and I love this no-huddle offense to run it right now.
It's definitely changed the whole rhythm of things here for Miami. Its offense really unable to move it in the first quarter. Now they are, and Frerotte has an open man. It's Booker standing at the 40 and making the move. Down to the 20 and out of bounds at the 12. Bounced out by Eugene Wilson.
Well, I'll tell you what it does. When I said it makes a defense play simpler, all Marty Booker's going to go is right here, and the receiver goes over the top, and watch how the defense reacts. Look how deep everybody's getting. In the NFL, that's not even wide open. It's more than that. And Marty Booker, that's what you need. Catch a short pass, make somebody miss, and get some yards.
He goes for 35 yards. First down from the 12. Up the middle they go. Williams trying to bounce outside, but they close in on him, and it's a loss. Hobbs comes up along with Michael Stone, who got his first career start today.
You know, Jim, we talked about Ricky Williams and how's he getting along with Ronnie Brown, that situation. Ricky Williams says, I've learned so much from Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown's a young guy. He's having a good time. It's made Ricky Williams loosen up and enjoy football more. And it's really, I think, worked extremely well, and I think it'll still work for him next year.
It was interesting to hear him say it. Brown's confidence has helped him. Watching him. And that ball deflected as Monty Beisel was coming in, and there's Richard Seymour with a presence.
Well, Richard Seymour is always a presence on the field. If he can't get around you, he'll just run you over. And that is, I've said this many times, that's the quarterback's worst nightmare when a defensive lineman gets in your face.
Miami in the red zone, and you look at what New England's defense has allowed. Well, the opponent has been perfect. 28 trips inside the 20, scoring 28 times, 19 of them touchdowns. And this is where it broke down for Miami late last week in a loss to Atlanta. 3rd and 11. End zone tipped away by Bruschi.
Teddy Bruschi saved the touchdown. There's a play that's made a difference. And you hear the boos in the crowd because it's New England fans yelling his name out. That is a perfect throw by Gus Frerotte. Teddy Bruschi saw Gus Frerotte look to his right, so he ran to his left and knocks it down. What a play.
Saved a touchdown, like you said. 31-yard field goal try coming up from Mare. And the kick is no good. Wide right. First time all season the team did not score in the red zone on the Patriots. And the Dolphins let one chance get away.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sony. Transform the way you watch football with Sony, the world's greatest high-definition television. Red Lobster. Don't miss endless shrimp going on now only at Red Lobster. And by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
You can visit CBS Sportsline tonight for the web-exclusive post-game show that includes analysis from our team of NFL experts. A complete wrap-up of all the day's action only at CBSSportsline.com. So, the missed 31-yard field goal. Patriots take over from the spot of the attempt. The 21. Fake the screen left, go right. And that is Ben Watson for 4 yards.
Well, let's look at that field goal attempt by the Miami Dolphins. Alindo Mare, it's just what a golfer would call, it's a slice. It's up and it fades right. It's not the wind that does it. He did it with his leg. And Jim, I guess you could relate to that.
Would you call that a slice or a shank?
No, it wasn't a shank, but it was push. It was big, though. They have a beautiful drive. It's deflating to a team to miss those field goals.
Evans piled up after a gain of only a yard, 3rd and 5 on the way for New England.
The one thing I noticed about Miami when I watched a few of their games, and, you know, on TV or when you watch what the coaches look at, they play with a lot of enthusiasm and they play extremely hard. They do not give up. And last week they got pushed around at times by the Atlanta Falcons, but they kept fighting back and had a chance to tie it up late and maybe to win it. They just didn't take advantage of an opportunity.
You saw the card that said blue being held up by Chad Walker, one of the assistants. That tells the Miami defense what formation they should go into based on New England substitutions, and look at it, all works out as the Dolphins bat it down and force the punt.
I tell you, Miami right now really has the feel for this New England passing game. They are all over the receivers. This is knocked down by David Bowen's penetration. I talked about it. Hands go up. I don't care if you're 7 foot. You can't throw it over that.
Miller in for the 4th time already, uncorking a 59-yard punt. And Wes Welker awaits it at the 28. Chance for a return. Welker, nowhere to go. Down at the 31. 51-yard punt this time. Still scoreless. Along with Lance Barrow and Mike Arnold in the truck, Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein with the call here from the 31. Play action fake to Ricky Williams. Down the field they go, and what a beautiful grab. What a catch by Marty Booker.
That's what they want to do. Nick Saban says, I want to be aggressive on offense, and when you have Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown in the backfield, you can throw these kind of plays from all the way across the field. Here he comes. Look at that, Marty Booker, the separation, and then a nice catch. That, again, make the plays. When you get an opportunity, that's what wins football games.
Picked up 24, inside handoff, Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown has a first at the 33. They had both of the backs in there on that play, lined up behind Farrat, and the rookie picks up 13.
Nick Saban looked me in the eye and says, look, when we put them both back there, of course we're limited somewhat, but you're not going to be able to guess what it is. Like a lot of people think when they both come in the game, it's got to be a pass because nobody wants to block for either one wants to block for the other. Not true.
This time it's Williams. Williams not able to get any big gains so far through 6 carries. We'll give him a yard on that attempt.
You know, Jim, I'm going to go back. When you have Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown in the backfield, Ricky Williams was just so good. Had some good times down in New Orleans, but for a couple of years with the Miami Dolphins, I thought he was the best back in football. Just carried the load, carried the football team. But when you have these guys in the backfield, you have to be able to throw it down the field.
It's Ricky, the solo back, 2nd down and 9. Williams picks up the blitz. It's over to McMichael. Stone trying to force him down, but it's just shy of a first. Randy McMichael with his 3rd catch.
Good job by Ricky Williams picking up the blitz. Randy McMichael, it's a pretty good tight end. People don't realize he puts up good numbers too. Just if you're not doing something to stand out or putting up just incredible numbers, people don't notice. But he is a big focal point of this offense in Miami.
Brown is the back, 3rd and 1. He has not missed or failed to pick up a first on 3rd and 1 this year. He is still perfect on the season. Look at Ronnie Brown finding even for more yardage. And you set it down near the 20.
Why did Nick Saban take him with the 2nd pick of the draft? Because he is a complete player. He's big, strong, fast. He can catch it. And the NFL, the yards are tough. And here's the situation, and look at him just going for it and trying to drive forward, and he does. Hard to bring down. Bill Belichick says last night, this guy breaks a lot of tackles.
Brown and Williams in on this snap. And again, it's to Brown for a gain of 2. We've got an update on the Colts and the Texans, so we're going to send you to Greg Gumbel.
Jim and Phil, the Colts have made it a 14-point lead now. 5 quick yards by Edgerrin James. And it's a 14-0 Colt lead as they come up on 6 minutes to play in the first half. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Greg. And Edgerrin Monday night with 104 yards rushing in the win over New England.
These drives keeping New England's defense on the field. They're big, and it's hot. It could affect them.
2nd down 7. Ronnie Brown looked at him zip to the outside, and he is tackled at the 3. 1st and goal to go.
That's the mark of a really special running back. When you can get in the open field and then you can go sideways as fast as you go forward, I tell you, you're gifted. Ronnie Brown goes up in, picks the hole. Watch this little move. Oh, let me just jump out here. And the power, look at that. Gets low. I didn't know when he got drafted. I saw him at Auburn, but he was always sharing the duties. I didn't know he was going to be this good until I watched the Miami Dolphins closely.
And a timeout called by the Patriots. 1st and goal to go for Miami with 4:26 to go in the half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Hummer. Check out the new H3 Hummer like nothing else. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it.
Miami at the door. They've scored only 3 touchdowns their last 16 trips in the red zone, but this certainly has a strong chance to be different. 1st and goal to go to the end zone, and there's a grab. Chris Chambers, touchdown, Miami.
Well, we talk about making plays. That time, that's what Chris Chambers did. It does not catch New England off guard at all. Asante Samuel right there. Boy, look at that. Chris Chambers just goes up and just snatches the football out of the air.
Extra point by Mare is good. I call that a decent catch.
That makes up for that miss.
7-0 Dolphins, second quarter.
Not quite.
Well, the Dolphins, they had driven it down into New England deep territory last time, missed a field goal. This time they convert.
Well, Chris Chambers, you're right, Jim. He's going to make Nick Saban change that verbiage. Decent. The heck with decent. Nick Saban says yes. Pretty level-headed guy. And you know, Jim, we were here. We watched practice, and I talked about it. You can feel the sense of urgency in Miami. The atmosphere is conducive to winning.
Bethel Johnson, remember, had the wind knocked out of him in the first quarter. He's back in fielding this kick. And Bethel Johnson fails to make it out to the 20. Darian Barnes on the hit, the fullback. Tonight on CBS, did the crash of the .coms lead to the murder of a millionaire? Don't miss a new episode of the hit drama Cold Case. It's tonight here on America's #1 network. Evans, Cloud in the backfield, and Dillon continues to sit this one out. 17 total yards in this quarter. Well, they barely had it. Just 3 plays before this one, and that's Cloud driving the pile for 4 yards.
Well, Zach Thomas, we talked about him. It's interesting. He didn't know if there was going to be a spot on this team for him when Nick Saban came down. Watch Logan Mankins. When big linemen hit a small linebacker, you're not going to win that battle. This time it's Dan Copeland that comes off his block. Gets Zach Thomas out of the play, but when you let him play in space and diagnose the play, he is a Pro Bowl type of linebacker then.
2nd down and 6. Patriots had brought in Tim Dwight. Across the middle, Brady's pass was intended for Christian Fauria. Channing Crowder on the coverage.
Well, Tom Brady, like he told us, Jim, he is looking for Deion Branch. Well, the Miami Dolphins are pretty smart. They're putting extra guys in his area, and it's making Tom Brady come to the secondary receivers who are not open.
Third down and 6. Was intended for Branch. He was open.
He was open, just too much on the football. And I'll tell you, too, New England was lucky that Tom Brady didn't get really crushed from behind because the blitz came and they did not know it. Deion Branch, the blitz, they're trying to play zone behind it. That's why there's a lot of open space. He's not ready for the football.
2 straight 3-and-outs for New England. It's Miller. Shorter than the other efforts, and it draws the fair catch. 36-yard line. Good starting field position for the Dolphins, who lead 7-0. Tomorrow on CSI Miami, it's a crime so twisted, one investigator ends up caught in the crossfire. You don't want to miss a new episode of Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, tomorrow here on America's Most Watched Network.
Well, the crowd here today, they're liking Gus Frerotte. Patriots struggling on offense, but the Miami Dolphins have moved it big time the last 2 times they've had it, and Gus Frerotte has been sharp.
Got Ronnie Brown in the backfield. And here's the toss to Brown. Tripped up after a yard. We talked to Ronnie Brown about this adjustment of college life to the pros, and he was pretty open about it. He says, you feel like you've got to be an adult. It's this whole adjustment. You got to buy a house. You got to buy all the things going in a house.
Yeah. That adult thing's tough.
It is a big adjustment.
I got to pay bills. Well, the good thing is you got money in an account to pay them, so that takes a lot of stress off of you. And taking care of your body. The pros, it's so much different. The punishment is 5 times greater than it is in college.
2nd down and 9. Here's Frerotte. Had pressure from Seymour on the run. Good pass again. And that's Chambers with a first in New England territory.
Well, Gus Frerotte has moved around a couple times today and made really good throws down the field. And that's what you want your quarterback to do. Every once in a while when it breaks down, just make something happen. And he does it, puts it right on the money again to Chris Chambers.
Only the 2nd time in Ferrotte's career he's ever gone against a Patriot team. Back in '96, he was a quarterback at Washington, led them to victory against New England. Ronnie Brown cutting to the inside, and another first down right on the first down line. It looks like he's got it as we hit the 2-minute warning. And Miami driving for the 3rd time in this quarter. Came up empty the first time, touchdown the 2nd. Jim Nantz with Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein. We're back here at Dolphin Stadium. And Gus Frerotte and the Dolphins have really been clicking here in the 2nd quarter.
Gus Frerotte has been clicking all day long, Jim. Moving around, something he doesn't do a lot of, but he's hit 7 of his last 9 plays or passes for 106 yards. So that's what they want. Be aggressive, make some plays, get it down the field.
And the touchdown in that stretch. 3-yarder to Chambers. They measured for the first during the break. They had it. And now lofting it with a little touch. McMichael makes the grab, and he gets up with a fumble on the back end of it. Picked up by New England's Ellis Hobbs.
I actually quit looking at the play because I thought he was down. But he caught the football. When he gets back up, that's the problem. Nice catch by McMichael.
That is a fumble.
It's a fumble.
Colvin knocked it loose, and Hobbs with the recovery.
Remember, the ground can cause a fumble. He is not taken to the ground by contact. So when he gets back up, he has not been touched down.
This coming right after Farad had put really just a wonderful touch on that pass.
Yeah, beautiful throw. And McMichael, what he did, he went for the safe catch. If he kept his feet, he could have taken this near the goal line. And he is up. That is a fumble.
Watch how close he was to having a knee down when the ball came out. As Colvin reaches in from behind. See, the knee just came off the ground, so it's a fumble.
And look at Colvin, just comes from behind and punched the football out. And boy, you're dominating play, and you've had 3 scoring opportunities, and you only take advantage of 1.
18th straight game with a giveaway, and for New England, only their 7th takeaway on the season.
New England felt like they're feeling like, man, we just scored a touchdown.
No kidding. Next could have been 14-0. It would have been a 1st and goal to go inside the 10.
You go into the locker room regardless, as long as you don't do something crazy bad here. You go into the locker room feeling good. Because you've avoided disaster. That's what really it is.
Roosevelt Colvin showing his teammates how he did it. The little right hook.
So there will not be a charged timeout.
Some confusion down on the field about there being a charged timeout, but if there was going to be any review of that, it would have had to have come from upstairs. Could not be called by either one of the teams, and in fact it was reviewed from up top, we're told, and the play obviously stands. So Brady is bringing his team out to the 15-yard line. Riding with Evans. He's got room. Evans brought down by Zach Thomas at the 29. Gain of 14.
Boy, I tell you, Evans he's going to pick up another 15 if Zach Thomas doesn't just catch him around the ankle.
It's the first down for New England in this quarter.
2 timeouts still for the Patriots.
And now Brady hit when he threw it. Down the sideline, Bethel Johnson battled for it, and it's batted away. Batted away there by Sam Madison.
Tom Brady takes a big-time hit. He has taken quite a few big hits this year. I've seen most of the games. Jason Taylor around. That's Zach Thomas fighting through. He gets picked up, gets right off of it, and just delivers the blow.
We had Taylor coming from the outside. Look at Madison staying right with Bethel Johnson. He reached in.
Sam Madison can play the football in the air very well.
Evans with a 32. Interesting to see what they do here as far as timeouts with 1:03 to go. And here's a whistle.
I think you let it go. You do not stop the clock.
How about if you're Miami?
Miami thinks, well, they're a little worried too, because a first down, you'd be saving all that time for the Patriots. So both teams kind of in that middle ground, and you play it safe.
Again, we've got the Sprint halftime report coming up with Greg and company. All the scores and highlights coming up. Sprint halftime report coming your way shortly. Back to you, Mr. Gumbel, in just a few moments. 3rd down and 8 to go. Brady, sideline, and he has the target for the first, Troy Brown. So now they'll adjust the strategy on the New England side.
Oh, yeah, now everything goes to the New England side. Tom Brady, it's a coverage. Look at everybody. It's a zone coverage. Nobody looking at Troy Brown. Tom Brady knew it right away, found the open spot, and threw a strike.
Vinatieri up to loosen.
And the wind is behind the Patriots.
And we're estimating somewhere along the 39-yard line to give him a chance, a realistic chance. But you saw him hit one from 65 in warm-ups. First down for Brady. Down the middle, and Faurier with a nice grab. There they are at the 35. They are in field goal range. Timeout with 18 seconds to go in the half. Randy McMichael coughed it up inside the 10. And then the tight end on the other side, Faurier, makes this grab for 18.
Yeah, he won that battle right at the line of scrimmage. He got Jeremiah Bell, pushed him out of the way, went around him, and Tom Brady, excellent thrower inside the seams, delivered a strike.
And they matched their deepest penetration of the day. That's Taylor jumping across.
Unabated to the quarterback.
Offside defense, unabated to the quarterback. The 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Of course, I say unabated because it's the only time I would have ever used that in my life.
I was pretty impressed.
Right here in that situation. If I said it to some of my friends, they'd go, huh, what's wrong with you?
Your friends in New Jersey? Or
yeah,
your friends
of course.
back in Kentucky?
You say all those words, don't you?
It's first down and 5 from the 30. And incomplete. That was Troy Brown making a diving attempt with 11 seconds.
Hey, wow, that's some throw by Tom Brady. I like it. You're in this situation. New England's not trying to gain 5 yards to get in field goal range. Tom Brady, he wants to get it in the end zone. So he throws a dart out there, and it had to be perfect, and it almost was. Boy. His expectations are extremely high if he thinks that was an easy throw. That's kind of a dumb thing for me to say, isn't it?
Those expectations are pretty high.
I think they are pretty high, yeah.
Second down, 5. Maybe one more play before Vinatieri. That's Branch. Tried to wriggle free, but he is brought down by Travis Daniels with 6 seconds. Timeout, Patriots. You see Adam Vinatieri's career percentages, and he's in that 93% zone. 35-yard try it'll be. Miller the holder, and Lonnie Paxton to snap it back. Added a second on the clock. 7 seconds to go before the intermission. New England for its first points of the day. Timeout called right before the snap. Zach Thomas reached around and got the timeout. The kick doesn't count. We'll be right back. Watch 54 here with the timing of the timeout. And it is granted to Zach Thomas. And a little thank you over
good job.
To his left.
Good job.
So we'll try this all over again. 35-yard try for Vinatieri. Kick. It's through there. Through the right side and good. What a turnaround, though, off the fumble. Deep in New England territory. They drive down for their first 3. Final 3 seconds of the first half.
Well, that last kick, Adam Vinatieri, we've talked about it. He says, you know, that freezing thing, it doesn't work with me. You just prepare to kick every single time. Just gets it inside the right upright. And Jim, this has been pretty exciting, emotional play first half.
Well, you think about Miami's lost chances. They had the usually reliable Mare, 4th all-time in terms of accuracy in the history of the league, miss from 31. And then they had the fumble after McMichael made the grab of a Farrat pass, fumbled at the 9. This is about as close as New England could expect right now. 7-3. And the run out the first half with Welker. And Kane shuts off the ankle. That angle taken away, so Welker tries the other side. Look at this kid run. Finally dragged down by Monty Beisel. It's the end of the first half with the score. Miami 7, New England 3. And we'll be back. The Sprint Halftime Report after this message and a word from your local station. And you're watching the NFL on CBS. Again, if Miami wins today, the Dolphins will find themselves in a tie for first in the division with the Patriots and also Buffalo if Buffalo wins over Kansas City. Your thoughts here on the first half, Phil?
Well, after you watch the first half, it's not so far-fetched, is it? You realize with the injuries the Patriots have, these teams are not separated that much. And my thoughts, Miami did what they wanted to do. They kind of controlled the football. They gave their players on offense more chances, and they threw it down the field and took advantage of an injured secondary.
I know you were impressed by Gus Frerott's play in that first half. Look at the passing yards for Miami, 167 yards passing in that first half.
You know, the NFL is all about matchups. And when you get an opportunity in certain situations to make it happen, which today for the Dolphins, it's throwing the football, and they've done it.
And again, this game brought to you in HD. It'll be Miami with the first possession of the second half. Dolphins like to see Welker get another return like the one that ran out the clock in the first half.
And I'll tell you this, I'll bet you Nick Saban went in at halftime and he accentuated the positives and didn't talk about the blown opportunities, because that's how he's coached this team so far this year.
Terry drills this one halfway through the end zone, and that'll be a kneel down. Out to the 20. Fantasy notebook from that first half. Brady, 93 yards passing. Frerotte, 168 and a touchdown. Dillon was in for the first snap, then went out with a cramp in his right leg.
Wow, look at Evans. What a first half by him.
Brown and Branch, 2 receptions apiece. Again, New England, if you're just joining us, without David Gibbons today, inactive, and Daniel Graham. And Ronnie Brown gets the first carry and squeezes through the line for a gain of about 3. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Jim, you've seen Troy Brown starting in place of David Gibbons this week on offense. You might have caught him a little bit in the first half on defense, too. Randall Gay down at right cornerback. Bill Belichick told me at halftime that Troy spent more time taking defensive reps this year than he has the entire season. It's hard to believe this guy's in his 13th year playing both sides of the field, Jim.
Well, what he did last year was just absolute definition of teamwork. Frerotte, blitz picked up by Brown, gets the pass away, and Hobbs had a hand on it. Almost for Ellis Hobbs, who recovered that fumble late in the first half. That was intended for Marty Booker.
A good job by Gus Frerotte buying some times. Watch Hobbs, number 27. This is how you play it. You stay on the shoulder, and he comes right underneath. And Marty Booker, you got to be careful when you're not wide open. Make sure it's not intercepted. Teddy Bruschi on the blitz. Ronnie Brown does a good job getting him out of the way.
Yes, he did. He pushed him aside. 3rd down and 7 for Miami. Michael steps near out of bounds, and he's trying to get out to the 30. He's a yard short. Michael with his 5th catch of the game, but it's a yard short.
Little pressure by the Patriots up front. Gus Frerotte has to get rid of it quick, but good pursuit. Mike Vrabel sees where the football is thrown, gets over there and stops the first down and keeps the momentum on New England's side.
Donnie Jones ends a punt for the 3rd time today, 58-yarder, as well as a 53-yard punt in that first half. Tim Dwight waiting for the return back at the 25. This one he didn't connect with. And that'll be just outside the 35. 36 yards is all it traveled. 7-3 Miami early 3rd quarter. We'll look at the Patriots punting the first 5 times they had it, then drove for the field goal late in the first half after recovering a McMichael fumble. Evans. He's driving straight ahead near the first down. This kid Evans stepping in for Corey Dillon.
Well, Jim, you brought it to my attention. Remember, he came to training camp with the Miami Dolphins, got released, and he was upset about it. So he's taking some of that anger out on the Dolphins today, showing good good vision, looks a lot quicker than you'd expect, and breaking some good tackles.
He's getting the call again on second and short, has the first. He got cut not until a month and a half into the regular season. He had caught 4 passes, little swing passes from Farrat, and carried once in a Dolphin uniform this season. And when he was released, he wasn't happy about it. He voiced that, his displeasure that Coach Saban let him go. And he's from actually West Palm Beach, Florida, went to high school there. So the Patriots hurry to the line on first down, and Brady for Brown, and intercepted. That ball is picked off. Tillman has it. Travaris Tillman with the interception and a flag on the back end of it.
What an interception by Travaris Tillman. Runs to the receiver, and then at the last second, he turns around to find the football. He's going to be in the middle. Oh, he reads Tom Brady immediately. That's how you do it. He found the receiver, then he saw Troy Brown looking for the football, and he turns around to find it.
Well, that ends a streak for Brady. He had not thrown an interception in 121 passes before that one.
After the interception, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. On the intercepting team, number 52, hitting the defender late out of bounds. 15-yard penalty. They keep the ball. First down.
The overzealous rookie linebacker Channing Crowder takes 15 yards off that return.
Tom Brady looks down the middle, spots Troy Brown running up the seam. They love to throw him. He throws it perfect, and he probably can't believe it's picked off.
Only the 5th interception thrown this season for Brady. 2 of the 5 were balls that were batted at the line of scrimmage.
In fact, we saw 2 of those. We saw them both at Pittsburgh and Atlanta.
Brady was picked 4 times.
The one on 52, and there's a personal foul, late hit out of bounds on the kicking team, number 76. Both fouls offset. They retain possession. First down.
Brandon Gorin also flagged from the Patriots side, so they don't lose the 15 on the back of the return. But Brady was intercepted 4 times on a Monday night game last December in a surprising Dolphin victory. And that matched a career high for Brady in his career.
Well, you know what this did? The Dolphin defense making that play kind of gets the crowd back in it, and it gives this offense and the Miami team some energy. So I look for him to come out and attack right here.
Ricky Williams, the tailback, with the handle. And Ricky halted at the 41. I mentioned last year's game here was a thriller. These two often meet in really interesting games. Here 2 years ago in overtime, it was Troy Brown, 80 yards from Brady to win it. And then this was last year with the 2 late touchdowns, the winning one to Darius Thompson with 1:23 left. Jim Bates, interim coach. And the Dolphins shocking the eventual Super Bowl champions. 2nd and 7. Williams trying to get the corner on Hobbs. He will not allow it. Knock him back for a 1-yard loss.
Boy, Ellis Hobbs, he is coming in, and he has played well so far today. Covered some receivers down the field, being tough when he comes up to make the tackle. Keeps Ricky Williams from turning the corner and getting those extra yards.
We saw that Troy Brown 80-yard grab and score in overtime. 2nd longest play from scrimmage to end an overtime game. It's actually 82 yards. It's the only time New England's won here in the last 7 trips. And now he's in on defense. And blitzing. And Randy McMichael makes the catch near the first. It looks like he has it. So for the first time this year, Troy Brown shifting over to the other side.
Well, he's on there. This is a blitz by the New England Patriots. Look at the defenders coming. Gus Frerotte sees it right away, makes the perfect throw to the outside, and Randy McMichael does a good job of knowing where he's got to go for the first down and gets it.
Brown back to the sideline. First down, Miami. Bruschi gets picked up. by Ricky Williams, and Chambers unable to make the grab with Stone waiting for him.
Well, the opportunities are there for Gus Frerotte and this offense. This defense, this New England defense, the front seven, the 4 defensive linemen, the linebackers have kind of held it together, if you want to say that, because they are giving up yards and points. But the defensive secondary, if you could get by the front seven, that's where you make the plays. That time it was there. Gus Frerotte is just off target with the throw.
Even Bill Belichick said that last night to us about how that front seven has kept us somewhat competitive. It's Ricky Williams. Oh, look at the hit by Asante Samuel on Ricky Williams. He leveled him at the 46.
Well, this New England defense, they have come and they are hitting hard.
The second time this year we've seen Samuel do that. Remember the Jeff Putzier play at Denver where he knocked him down, the big tight end. He's taking on some bigger bodies and winning some of those battles. 3rd down and 5 for the Dolphins. That pass wide of the mark, maybe Frerodte's worst pass on what otherwise has been a pretty solid, stellar day.
Yeah, just in too big of a hurry to get rid of the football. Wait, see how the defense reacts, and then throw it to where they're not. That time he guessed throwing it outside, and the receiver was thinking inside.
Back out, Donnie Jones, claimed off of waivers after being a late casualty on the Seattle roster. And that's not what they were looking for. 46 yards, but only 26 net. 7-3 Dolphins, 10 minutes to go in the 3rd.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. IBM, become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And by the Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
Thursday on an all-new Survivor, former NFL quarterback Gary Hogaboom's Hail Mary saved him. His Hail Mary play at the end of last week's Tribal Council. He's still in it. Survivor's Thursday on America's #1 network. Fake to Evans and Brady. Up top to Branch. And Branch. Was he out? Yes, they rule him out near midfield. Working on Reggie Howard.
Well, it was the play action fake. It almost looked like a play you see the Indianapolis Colts run. The defense comes up. Watch this. Oh, no. Reggie Howard goes for the run. That's how Deion Branch gets behind, and the Patriots going with the hurry-up offense.
They picked up 29. Actually give it 30. And procedure penalty.
Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Next weekend, the big one in the SEC, the rivalry game, Alabama and Auburn, the Iron Bowl. It'll be coming your way 3:30 Eastern time. All starts with Tim and Spencer in the TIAA Prep College Football Studio next Saturday at 3. Alabama, Auburn. Brady with the screen to Evans. And Evans bouncing out at the 46. I just mentioned Alabama-Auburn. Do you know that the last college game of Tom Brady's career at Michigan was, in fact, against Alabama?
Yeah, it was here.
Right on this field in the Orange Bowl, and he won it with a touchdown pass in overtime. And much like his pro career, threw 4 touchdowns that day and won it in the end.
We didn't rehearse this. I just remember the game. And I remember him throwing a lot of deep comebacks to his left that night, going, oh, that's pretty good. Because college football, they're all so afraid that back then they weren't throwing the football down the field and outside.
Beat Bama 35-34. Evans on the toss. Lucky to get back near the line as Kevin Carter had a hold of him. It'll be a 3rd down coming up for the Patriots.
It's interesting. Nick Saban at Michigan State. Tom Brady's at Michigan. And he says, look, I was glad they were doing that little quarterback shuffle with Drew Henson because it allowed him to beat Michigan 1 year. And he said they finally decided on Tom Brady, but it was too late. He couldn't engineer the total comeback, even though he got close.
Yeah, they lost Michigan. Brady's team lost 31-28. Almost rallied them. And here with all kinds of heat, the pass falls incomplete. Crowder and Taylor coming in on the quarterback, forcing the punt.
Well, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick says he is going to bring some blitzes. There comes somebody, Lance Schulters from the secondary, and Channing Crowder gets a big-time hit. Jason Taylor on the other side, when he, oh boy, run into each other back there. When he is singled up, he is winning the battles against the offensive tackles today.
What do you think of that false start penalty after the completion of Branch? That got him out of sync. And now they have to bring back out Miller. Welker with the grab at the 15. Approaching mid-third with a 7-3 Miami. Tuesday on CBS is country music's biggest night, live from the country's biggest city. All your favorite stars, plus a once-in-a-lifetime duet by Elton John and Dolly Parton. Brooks and Dunn will host the CMA Awards live from New York Tuesday here on America's top network. First down, play action for Rock. And right through the arms of Barnes. Should have had it.
Well, Gus Frerotte probably could have gotten rid of the football a little quicker, but he is staying with the receivers down the field, giving them every opportunity. That time he just stayed too long, so when he did go to throw it, he was under pressure. Just watch Gus Ferrotte's eyes. The receivers are going to come, there they go across the middle. He's looking to throw it deep, and then it's a little too late when he sees Barnes out in the flat.
After the pass attempt, Willie McGinnis came over to say hello to Frerotte. Then knocked it to the turf. Second down 10. And only a couple for Ronnie Brown. Frerotte had an interesting career decision to make at the end of last season. He'd been on the Viking roster the last 2 years backing up Culpepper. He knew he could go back to Denver where the family had a home from his days back as a Bronco, or he could come here and try to be a starter again.
No decision. You got to be a starter. This career is short. It's a sacrifice for your family, but if they're in it with you, and they got to make that sacrifice. His wife and his kids did, and I'm sure he's a lot happier being a starter here.
Third down and 8. Oh, and that was right in there for Chambers. Chambers again looking around for a flag. Nothing there. Samuel knocked it away.
Good job, Asante Samuel, top of your screen. Good contact, probably more than the 5 yards. Sees the football, sticks the left arm in there. Good job.
One thing for Frerotte, he was coming over here with a very familiar man on the staff, his offensive coordinator from Minnesota, Scott Linehan. Now,
remember, yeah, Jim, that's right. And there's Scott Linehan. Gus Frerotte had tremendous success when he came in as quarterback up in Minnesota.
Boy, for the second time, an awkward boot. Gets past to White. Scoops it up at the 30. And then falls under the wave at the 33. Ended up being 51. Didn't look like it, but the roll helped. 7-3, Miami.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chili's new Steak Festival for a limited time. Come on, live a little. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it.
We're back with New England at the 34-yard line, first down. Airing it out for Davis and batted away. Look at Daniels on the coverage, but a flag.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. If anything, I thought this would be on the offense, and they're going to call it on the defense. Couple reasons why you throw it long. Completions, and, hey, you might get a pass interference. I think we might have some different opinions on the field.
Yep.
One official called it, and another one's, I think, coming up and actually going, no. Let's look at it down the field. Davis going against Daniels. Travis Daniels, well, he does reach his hands in there, and he's grabbed at the end.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. Pulling the receiver's arm down.
Yep.
Spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
There's no doubt he did that.
Yeah, didn't see it as they were going down the field, but that is an easy foul for the officials to see. When you grab the receiver's hand and pull it down, and Daniels did it twice.
That is a 49-yard penalty that sets up New England at the 17.
It's just an instinctive reaction because Daniels was not fooled and he was in good position.
It's Bethel Johnson, but only a couple as Crowder closed in on him. Give him 3 yards.
It's one of those games, Jim, you and I were talking about it during the commercial. Miami dominated for so long, and you wonder, how will they react if New England goes down the field and scores, and all of a sudden you go, man, we've worked so hard all day and we're still losing.
That Branch to the left and Brown in the slot to the left. Andre Davis to the right. They're going to run it with Evans, and he is met right away by the active rookie from Florida, Channing Crowder. It'll set up a big 3rd down for New England.
Yeah, you said the right word, active, tough, just another draft pick, Channing Crowder. What Nick Saban, this is going to turn out to be a really sneaky good draft that they had. Channing Crowder, Ronnie Brown, Travis Daniels starting the corner, Matt Roth, a defensive lineman. Good size, got all the ability to be a good player.
3rd down and 7 from the Miami 14. To the end zone and through the end zone, incomplete. Very well covered as Troy Brown was the Patriot in the area. That'll bring out Vinatieri.
Yeah, what happens is, I don't know if Tom Brady's mixed up, but it's these 3 defenders are going to cover 2. So the Dolphins guess right, and they wait to the last second. Oh, they double Troy Brown, so they double the inside receiver, knowing that's where most teams like to throw the football.
Adam Vinatieri was good from 35 to close out the first half with seconds to go. This from 32, and again favoring that right side, and good. 7-6 Dolphins. 2 Vinatieri field goals. They got the big pass interference call against Daniels, 49 yards. It amounted to, set up a Vinatieri field goal. And it's 7-6. Dolphins clinging to the lead, trying to win today to grab a share of the lead in the AFC East. Vinatieri again drives it midway through the end zone, resulting in a touchback. And we have another update, so let's send you to New York. Here's Greg.
Jim and Phil up in Buffalo. J.P. Lossman on in relief of Kelly Holcomb. The 2nd touchdown pass of the day, 29 yards. Lee Evans, not a good day to be a security guy. He'll be all right. 14-3 Bills in the 3rd.
Oh, wow. How about Lossman coming in for Holcomb and hooking up with Lee Evans. Look at the NFL Today headlines from earlier today. The question came up about Colts going undefeated. Boomer said no, because they'll rest their starters at the end of the year. Dan said yes, they can. Even Peyton's backup, Jim Sorgi, could get it done. We had Jake Plummer on talking about some of his decision making. And here's Farad, batted down by Brewski. Colvin was in on the quarterback and flattened Farad.
Well, we had that, and then Michael Stone was on the coverage, and he was going to come underneath the wide receiver and get the interception. Gus Farad gets hit pretty hard by Roosevelt Colvin, and a good shot of Michael Stone coming underneath the receiver.
As they did to try to spark things in the first quarter, Miami's going hurry up. 2nd and 10. Barat, second option, and incomplete. Was intended for Booker. Here's your NFL.com poll of the week. Who would you pick as the NFL's midseason MVP? You can vote at NFL.com. Meanwhile, Gus Frerotte is 0 for his last 6. They brought Sammy Morris into the backfield as they'll operate out of the shotgun.
Gus Frerotte has not been sacked today, but New England starting to put some pressure, pushing the offensive linemen back around him.
And Mr. Brown back in on defense for New England. Frerodte's pass to Chambers, and that's for the second time today, at least the second time. Chambers should have had it.
What a route run by Chris Chambers. What a throw by Gus Frerotte. Watch Chris Chambers. He's going to fake going down the middle, break it outside. There's trouble, so Gus Frerotte throws it low. It's right on target, and Chris Chambers drops it.
Well, for Miami, this is the third 3 and out of this afternoon for the Dolphins. Actually, of this quarter, I should say. So nothing happening for the Dolphins here in the third. And Jones is really struggling to catch it solid, although Troy Brown's best attempts are foiled right on the spot. We've got another update. Let's go back to Greg.
All right, Jim, in Indianapolis, Peyton Manning strikes again. Just as the Texans had pulled it within a touchdown, Peyton goes 30 yards to Marvin Harrison. 3 TD passes for Manning today, 28-14 Colts, coming up on 4 minutes to play in the third.
All right, Greg, thank you. I think the Patriots saw that very route run by Harrison on Monday night.
How can you tell them apart? Harrison goes deep, Manning finds him.
Yep.
I see that route a lot.
Same right corner of the end zone that went for 6. That was quite a play by Travis Minor to shut down Brown after fielding the punt. Brady and New England starting from the 47. And Tim DeWhite has a collision right on the spot with Travis Daniels. Daniels, accustomed to things the way Nick Saban handles things.
Yeah, that's right. He's a 4th-round draft pick. He plays his position well. Remember, everything they're teaching on defense here now, he learned it all the last couple years while he was at LSU, and that's one of the reasons why he could come in here and start.
Started in front of Randall Gay at LSU. And on second, just a short gain for Evans, and a busy afternoon back in the studio in New York. Back to you, Greg.
Jim and Phil, the Baltimore Ravens' woes continue. Byron Leftwich to Matt Jones for 36 yards, set up this 1-yard trot to the end zone by Greg Jones. The Jaguars lead the Ravens 17-3, 2.5 to play in the third.
All right, thank you there, Greg, as Bowler returns today. I know he hit his first 8 in that game, but things not working now as the Jags getting it done today without Freddie Taylor. Third down and 4.
Jason Taylor standing up right over the center.
And right on the first down stripe for the first, indeed, it's Troy Brown.
Such a short little pass, but it takes such precision, and a good job by the Patriots not being confused by Jason Taylor running around trying to get to the quarterback.
New England not huddling. For Brown, that was the 499th catch of his career. And Brady sets it over to Evans on the screen, and bodies meet at the 40. Gain of 3. Zach Thomas on the hit. We've got a player down for the Patriots. It's Dan Copen, the fine center for New England.
Screen plays, a lot of times the center, he's the uncovered lineman. In other words, a defensive lineman is not lined over the top of him, so they come out and they're the lead blockers for the running back once he catches the screen.
It's Copen right in the middle of that pile.
Yeah, and it looked like Evans just ran into him and everybody fell on him.
It's a Patriot line that's already without Matt Light, injured in week 3 at Pittsburgh, and without today Tom Ashworth on the right side, out with a knee. 2 rookies starting on the left side of that line at left tackle. Azure, Mankin's a left guard.
Right, and Russ Holstein, if he comes in, Jim, that's it. He's in there right now, number 71. Of course, he has to come in because Copeland has to go out. That only gives them one backup lineman left.
Signed Bill Yates just here in the last day. Here and look at the inactives for New England. Falk, he's still not IR, so they have intentions of getting him back, as well as Patrick Pass, who blew a hammy 2 weeks ago. Ashworth out with an injury. Light. Daniel Graham, a late scratch. David Givens as well. And Hill on the defensive front.
And then Randall Gay warmed up. They were hoping he could go today. We watched him while he was warming up. He was limping so badly they can't get him on the field. It's a really good starter kit for an NFL team right there, and guys who are not playing today for the New England Patriots.
Now, Copeland assisted to the New England bench in his third year from BC and been a big part of back-to-back championships. And you just saw for a minute there Daniel Graham wishing he could be out on that field. Second down and 7 for the Pats from the Miami 40. Underneath they go, and Evans falls 2 yards shy of the first, maybe 3.
You know what's happening is I watched this. Tom Brady's up there trying to determine what defense they're in. And Miami looks like they're going to blitz. Tom Brady changes the play, and Zach Thomas on the other side then changes the defense. But that's nothing new for this New England offense. Tom Brady adjusts, finds the running back short for a few yards.
Sends Branch to the right. Branch has caught 3 balls today. Going to run for it on third down, and Evans. This will depend on the spot. And it looks like, look at the right foot, just not going to be enough, it appears.
Oh, yeah, there'll be a measurement for this. We talked about Zach Thomas, how much he studies, and he looks at the formation, sees somebody block, and look at him take off, runs around Stephen Neal, and just misses the tackle.
Schulter's got a hand in there as Evans was skidding near the first down. And out comes the chain gang.
It does, Jim. I'm going to agree with you. It looks like it might be a few inches short.
Well, I appreciate you agreeing with me, but we're both wrong.
I knew better, too. Never predict. Like head coaches, don't predict what your record's going to be. That way, you know, they can't hold you to anything.
Speaking of predictions, Bill Belichick in his meeting with the team this week after the setback to the Colts at 4-4 said, guys, hey, this season's not lost.
Everything's in front. That's right.
Not everybody goes 15-1. Don't think the world's over, he told his Patriots. We're driving, trying to take the lead here in the third quarter. Brady. Coverage down the field. Look out. Over the head of the Dolphin defender, Sam Madison. Nope. Actually, that was Tillman.
Boy, that was almost a disaster for Tom Brady. He gets the pressure, gets wonderful protection. Nobody's open. Jason Taylor double teamed to the ground. And look at the coverage down the field. Many times today, the Dolphins have just shut them out. Nobody even close to being open. Of course, that can happen. They're missing their number 2 receiver in David Givens.
Sets up second down and 10. There's an open man. It's Branch. Cutting back at the 20, falling at the 15. The gain of 17.
In the middle of this defense, anytime you have safeties going to the sideline, the weak spot is right in the middle. Tom Brady saw it, and he just waits for the receiver to come in there. He sees it all the way. He was looking for Deion Branch right from the snap.
Cloud. Set back by Zach Thomas. Loss of a yard.
Tell you what's happened here in the third quarter. The football game is in Tom Brady's hand. And Jim, you remember last night he said, we want to get back to running the football with some power. And I said, yeah, you like that because then you could control the game by managing it, deciding where to take chances, where not to. A veteran quarterback who's had success, if you give him some options, they're almost impossible to stop.
And keeping the New England defense off the field.
Yeah, that might be the #1 priority.
Second down, 11.
Blitz.
To the end zone to Watson. Touchdown, New England.
I'm not sure if that was not Jason Taylor's man running back there. It's a blitz coming from Tom Brady's right side. He backpedals, which he does so well, and floats away from the blitz. And then Benjamin Watson in the back of the end zone. Well, if it's a blitz, Sam Madison coming with his man. Somebody's got to run with the tight end.
Patriots keep the offense out there, Phil. They're going to go for 2 with the 5-point margin. Score the touchdown on the last play of the quarter, but they'll get to run this play for the 2. Brady to Brown. Incomplete, it's ruled. Hit the ground. Troy's already signaling, bring out the red flag. Hey, coach, challenge it.
You see this a lot. The players, they usually know the football is tipped. Troy Brown, no. Don't do that to your coach.
Don't give away a timeout. But the touchdown ends the third quarter, 12-7 Patriots. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Benjamin Watson with his second touchdown of the season, second of his career. Caught one down in Atlanta, another one here on the road in Miami. And now it'll be the Dolphins' turn to have the wind advantage here in the final quarter.
There's the difference. Almost a 10 instead of in the end zone.
And Welker with Larry Izzo making the hit, the former Dolphin. Tonight on CBS, you won't believe your eyes. The world's most famous landmarks threatened by the superstorm, the Category 7 superstorm. It's the end of the world tonight on CBS, America's #1 network.
Well, it has to be. We've had 7 straight weeks of catastrophe, so it's time for it to end.
See if the Dolphins, who were unable to generate anything in that third quarter on offense, come out with a shotgun, trying to mix it up. And Ronnie Brown, who gets better as a game wears on. You look at his stats on the season. He has been particularly effective in the fourth quarter.
He has, but he hasn't played the Patriots either. This Patriot front, it's big and physical, and they're not giving ground today. The running game is just not getting it done. And Jim, you talked about it. Look at the right-hand column, 6+ carries. How much better he gets after those first 5.
Second down and 7. Bruschi left his feet again, and the pass falls incomplete. Bruschi trying to break it open up the middle.
Well, too, you know what's going on. Teddy Bruschi, coming on the blitz. Oh, man, stop. That's just inviting trouble when you keep jumping. But the Dolphins, they come out in the shotgun formation. They've gone the hurry-up offense. They're trying everything to get some momentum back on their side, and nothing is working. The Patriots defense really just doing a terrific job.
3rd and 7. Farrat's missed his last 8 throws. This one deflected and picked off. Picked off by Hobbs. Fumble on the back end. And this could be the old change of possession, turnover to turnover, which would give the Dolphins the first down. Well, look at one player just in the mix here. They're grabbing everybody, everything. Vrabel seems rather certain of it, and indeed it's confirmed. New England ball.
You know, the difference between, there's such a fine line between being really good and not getting it done sometimes. Tom Brady moves and drifts in the pocket. Gus Frerotte, instead of retreating, which it just takes a lot of experience to do, he stays in there, and the pressure, Willie McGinnis, I think, I'm not sure, tips the football as it's thrown. And Hobbs, right in front, makes the nice interception. He sees the football. Wes Welker never sees it. Then he fumbles.
It's like Hobbs went back in and recovered his own fumble. So Patriots with a big chance. Evans. 1 yard, maybe 2. Evans, who has a chance to put up a 100-yard performance today. They've had only one on the season, New England. That was by Corey Dillon at Atlanta.
You know, I'm just going to go back real quick. When Bill Belichick went for 2, I was trying to go through all the number scenarios, and I thought, well, this is harmless. But at 12-7, you kick a field goal in this situation, it still keeps Miami within 1 score.
That will put him just a touchdown and the 2 behind.
I believe in the general rule. I know this is second guessing, but you don't go for 2 until it's a must.
Brady, Branch, unable to field the low one, but on the far side there is a flag. Could be a defensive hold.
It is.
For the pass. Holding. Defense, number 54. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
That's called on Zach Thomas and the automatic first.
They've been on the field a lot. And when you stay on the field too long as a defense, you start guessing, well, what's coming next? Because there's a lot of information, a lot of plays you're trying to digest, and New England just has the upper hand in every way.
Carry by Evans. And 5 or 6 in on that hit at the 15. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Well, Bill, you mentioned Heath Evans is on the verge of a 100-yard rushing game. You know how he's had many can I talk much? You know how many yards he's had total in his career? 108 in 4 years in Seattle. I asked Belichick at halftime, who is this guy? Why'd you pick him up from Miami? He's like, I like the fact that he's a combo back. He's powerful enough to work at the running back position, but he's also a good blocker. So we use him the fullback, too.
All right, Bonnie is over 100 total yards with a couple of swing passes. Second down and 9 for the Patriots. And that one a little mistimed in the area of Brown. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Tom Brady trying to anticipate the throw to Troy Brown to the outside, and the football is thrown before Troy Brown even thinks about looking around for it. I think Tom Brady thought that Troy Brown was going to do one of those where you go up the field and stop and turn inside and look for the football.
Brady back in the shotgun. His passer rating the last month the highest in the league, but today just over 74. With a touchdown toss to Watson and a timeout called by Brady with just a second to go on the play clock. So we'll take the break with them. 3rd and 9 when we come back to the Patriots. We're back here at Dolphin Stadium, site of 3 previous Super Bowls, and 15 months away we'll host another one.
And that will be on CBS.
Drop right into the old promo.
Oh, yeah.
3rd down and 9.
I could do it in my sleep as many times as you've thrown them out there.
Brady all kinds of time to the end zone. Batted down. Schulters denying Watson of a second touchdown grab.
Boy, what a laser by Tom Brady. And it just, as soon as I saw that football knocked down, last night he's talking to us. He goes, boy, I like this Lance Schulters at safety. He is really good. And at the last second, just like they teach it, he puts that left arm in front of the receiver and knocks it down. And maybe saves the game for the Dolphins.
Vinatieri, 35-32, and this a 33-yard try. Vinatieri, the kick straightens out and is perfect. For the third time today. 15-7, New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Sprint. Sprint. Yes, you can. Pizza Hut, home of America's favorite pan pizza. Gather round the good stuff. And by the all-new Civic from Honda. It'll reverse your thinking.
Well, 15 unanswered, Phil, by the Patriots. We go back to the end of the first half and a fumble after a McMichael catch, threatening to maybe even go and make it 14-0 by halftime.
You give them hope, they take advantage of it. Wow, into the wind. Terrific kick.
Walker from a yard deep. Swallowed up by Chad Brown at the 25. We were talking to Nick Saban on Friday. We asked him about, will you talk to your team about this being for a share of first place? And he didn't sound like he thought that was a very good idea.
No, he says there's no way. He goes, I will not do that to my team because if we start thinking about results, it'll just frustrate us. So we're not ready for that. And Jim, his body language, the way he's encouraged his players all day, it's been very, very good.
Barat, now he hooks up. Chambers drives it out to the 40, and that's only the second first down by Miami in this half, and their first in 15 minutes.
You know, Gus Frerotte taking his time. This more prevalent around the NFL, this no huddle. It keeps the defense, I've said it many times, from substituting, and generally it makes them play conservatively.
Ricky Williams, no gain. Well, Nick Saban, you know, he's so keen on the process. He talked about how when we do it right, we're decent, but when we don't have enough here to win.
Yeah, and he's been careful with his words about his players after games. And so far, it's worked pretty well for him.
Screen pass to Ricky Williams, blocker in front. He's flying to the 41 of New England.
That's Rex Hadnot out in front. He did the right thing. When you're a big old lineman, watch 66 as he comes in front. Put your body on the ground, make the defenders. That time he just blocks Teddy Bruschi right out of the screen.
19 yards for Ricky.
And you said it, Ricky Williams flying, just looser as a runner this year, hippier, makes people miss.
Back to him. How about that catch? A flag thrown on the back end of it.
Ronnie Brown supposed to be the good receiving running back, but what a catch by Ricky Williams. See if it's holding on Teddy Bruschi, who was covering him.
Pass interference. Defense number 54 is declined. The play results in a first down.
A lot of times as a linebacker, you do not expect running backs to cut up the field and inside. And, okay. I guess he did something there that we didn't like. I know he put his right hand on him. Talk about this all the time. What a catch by Ricky Williams. Same rules apply for a running back as he would a wide receiver.
Still sorting this one out.
Tell you what, Nick Saban said it to us, Jim. He does not want to be conservative on offense. They have not been. And really, they haven't been that conservative all year long. They've tried to open it up. They just haven't executed very well.
Ronnie Brown to the 30. They ended up now accepting that penalty after the first word was that it had been declined. But the penalty gives them the spot foul and the first down. So they went ahead, did accept the penalty. And it's at the 30-yard line as Miami's putting together its first drive of the half.
Passing yards by quarter for Gus Frerotte. Big second quarter. Not much in the second half.
Has the first down. Randall Gay is into the game. And he drags him down at the 15. Gay limping around during warm-ups. Looked like he would not be able to go today.
He's limping right now. When you make somebody with a sore foot or ankle change directions fast, that's tough. And I watched Randall Gay when he got up from that play. And you can see him limping a little.
Another first down at the 15. Williams in the backfield. It's Ricky trying to get outside, and that move will cost him a couple yards, maybe just one.
Ricky Williams' best run as a running back is the draw play. And the Dolphins, they've tried it about, I'd say 5, 6, 7 times today, and that might have been the best one of all. They're going nowhere on them.
In the red zone today, 2 trips for Miami. Remember, they had the one pass across the middle that Bruschi broke up. Could have been a touchdown otherwise. And then the touchdown toss to Chambers. With 8.5 to go in the game. We'll call it second down and 11. Frerotte lobs it over for McMichael and just outside of his reach.
They had what they wanted. Teddy Bruschi running down the middle of the field against Randy McMichael. Gus Frerotte gets under this. Watch. The nose of the football stays up, so it travels too far. He could have thrown that more in a line because Teddy Bruschi is not going to turn around fast enough. Well, he never turns around to see the football.
Chambers to the right, Booker to the left, and Frerotte from the gun. Third down, 11. Dennis in on the quarterback, forcing the throw away.
Yep. Nothing there, not time for Gus Frerotte to really look for a secondary receiver. He does the right thing and just throws it away. Watch 55 on the outside, fakes inside, and then Vernon Carey can't adjust. And I see what Gus Frerotte was saying. My gosh, to the face mask, nothing called.
36-yard field goal attempt coming from Mare. He missed a short one in the first half. Mare this time is true. So they get 3 out of it. 8 minutes remaining, 15-10 New England. With the 36-yard field goal, 15-10 is the score. New England ahead. Bethel Johnson waiting for the kick. Mare sent it to the goal line. And Johnson had a nifty run back on the game's opening kickoff. Nullified by a penalty somewhat. Hit by Sammy Morris. Here's next week. Doubleheader day on CBS. And early, many of you are going to see Oakland against Washington. And late, the great majority of the nation will be in that Indianapolis-Cincinnati game. Colts go on to win here today. They'll be going there again undefeated against 7-2 Cincy. It all begins with this group. Greg, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, the NFL Today. 12 noon on Doubleheader Day next Sunday.
With Greggy and his friends.
Toss it, Evans. Dragged down behind the line. That was Vonnie Holiday playing in his 100th NFL game. Setting him back 2 yards.
Jim, you talked about this defense. There's some veterans on there. Vonnie Holiday, one of them, from Green Bay, or he started his career up in Green Bay, and they've been pretty solid up front of the defensive line all year long.
Patriots struggled through the first 5 possessions before they got a field goal at the end of the half. But now motoring along. Oh, big blitz. You saw it as Dwight is stopped short of the first.
I was about ready to yell, look out.
Yeah. Your
Jason
old quarterback,
Taylor.
your old instincts kicking in.
Well, he was unblocked. Jason Taylor's in a 4-point stance, and he's ready to shoot out of the cannon. And look at this. I guess Tom Brady knew he was unblocked, or at least I hope he did, and he got rid of the football quickly.
Needless to say, Miami must dig in on this one.
So you heard me say something? I didn't know I was talking out loud.
I saw you flinching, you know.
Having a nightmare.
Branch holds on, first down. Picks up 6, knew where he had to go for that one.
Yeah, they're so good. Pack them in. Everybody, that offensive linemen just form a wall, and they send 2 receivers out there, and they just put the defense in a bind. Travis Daniels, who do you cover, inside or out? Whatever you do, you're wrong. Tom Brady found the open man. Look at the 3rd down conversion. It seems like New England's done much better than 5 of 13.
6 minutes to play at Dolphin Stadium. Michael Cloud. And bang back, no gain. Lineup tonight on CBS. 60 minutes, followed by a new episode of Cold Case and Category 7, The End of the World. That's all tonight here on America's #1 network.
Patriots are thinking, if we can get one more first down, this could take it near the 2-minute warning. Even though Miami has 3 timeouts, it would just make it a lot tougher to drive down the field and score a touchdown, which is what they need to win the game.
2nd down, 10. From the 42, Brady from fake, now looking, dumps it short and batted down the big mitt of Keith Traylor, who won a Super Bowl ring with New England a year ago. Makes the play.
Well, Keith Traylor, you said it, big mitts, 94 in the middle, kind of stumbles, and good job of watching the quarterback and moving.
So with Traylor making that play, the incompletion stops the clock at 5:15.
Keith Traylor, 337 pounds, came into the NFL as a linebacker.
He had 260. Won 3 rings in his career, a couple with Denver, 1 with New England. 3rd and 10.
Dolphins are going to play it safe.
And a timeout first by New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And by DirecTV. Get the DirecTV DVR and record your favorite shows with the touch of a button.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Belichick's old defensive coordinator at Cleveland. Nick Saban needing his defense here in Miami to make a play. Brady fires and intercepted. On the sideline, picked off by Jeremiah Bell. Well, this looks a little bit like late in the game last year here.
Well, Tom Brady's going to anticipate the throw to the right side. And Jeremiah Bell, oh, what a job by him. He sees the route, and as the tight end, Watson, looks back, he goes right underneath and makes the interception. Boy, the Dolphin defenders have done that a couple times today, and they've come up with big plays. Textbook on how you cover a receiver down the field.
Sets him up at the 44. Barat's pass in and out of the hands of McMichael. Boy, he's been victimized by some drops here today. Coming up after our NFL coverage, we've got golf. The Greg Norman event, the Franklin Templeton shootout. Freddie Couples and Adam Scotch teaming up for the lead going into the scramble portion. That's coming up next after football.
Because of the interception, this is not do or die for this Dolphins offense now. 5 minutes ago, 3 timeouts. If they don't get a first down, they can punt it.
Pass complete. That's Booker, but only a short gain. 5 yards. The pick sets up Miami in their best starting position of the day, but they still have 5 yards to go on 3rd down.
That's why I'd keep the pace moving if I was Gus Frerotte. Don't waste time. Manage the game, knowing if you don't pick it up, you're going to have to punt.
A pass complete on the slant, and here he goes. Booker to the 21.
Excellent throw by Gus Frerotte. He looked at the first receiver to the inside and said no, and then he throws it outside. Watch Booker, top of your screen, just fights through the coverage. And then has the speed and the strength to rip on through the arm tackle and pick up a lot of yards.
That puts Booker over 100 on the day. Michael Stone was able to bring him to a halt, 22-yard line. Frerotte going for the big one, incomplete. Going back to Booker. Hobbs had him tightly guarded.
Yeah, there was nowhere to throw that football. That's just throw it away kind of throw. Hobbs at the top of the screen. Good little chuck at the line of scrimmage. Another good job turning and looking for the football. But the scenario's changed. I would think the Miami Dolphins, well, I know the Miami Dolphins now will use all 4 downs and try to score and win the game.
Just think how last week they were down deep in Atlanta territory, down 7. They got picked off inside the 10. They had their chance. They got another one this week, 2nd and 10. Chambers hit at the 15 and a couple shy of the first. 3rd and 3, actually, it'll be.
You know, Jim, talking about last week's end of the game, Gus Frerotte throws an interception on 3rd and 2. What he's got to do here, he's just got to believe in what he sees. Trust your eyes. If you see it, let it go. Don't second guess your decision making, because if you do, then it takes away your physical part. Usually you won't even throw it well if you second guess yourself.
Well, similar situation to last week. 3rd down and 3 with 3 minutes remaining.
Quick snap.
Able to field it, throw it, touchdown Miami! Chris Chambers.
The football was snapped early, nobody moved, and the Patriots did not react. Chris Chambers took off.
What looked like a busted play turns into a beauty for Miami.
The receiver's coming in motion. It hits the receiver. Gus Frerotte is not even ready for the football, but what heads up by Chris Chambers just takes off. 84. Look at the defense. They're all confused. Looked like the Super Bowl against Carolina. Receivers going uncovered into the end zone.
And now Miami must go for 2 within a 1-point margin. Trying to make it a 3-point lead with 2:59 remaining. No reason to go for 1 now, and a little shovel pass, and Brown is stopped short. Huge stop. Now a Vinatieri field goal can win it instead of tie it.
Saw him practice this play on Friday. They've been tough inside all day, so this is a tough thing to accomplish against this New England defense. No chance. Vince Wilfork, you just can't move him. Ty Warren, linebackers, everybody in there on the play.
Well, it leaves certainly plenty of time for Tom Brady and his late game magic. And now a field goal can win it. He's had 20 career game-winning fourth-quarter performances. The game was tied or behind late. He's pulled it off. And again, New England coming in with the 1-game lead over the Bills and Miami. If the Dolphins won, they would be in a tie for the lead. And Buffalo, with about 2 minutes to play, on top of Kansas City, 14-3. So if things ended this way, Miami was able to win this one. Buffalo go on. We have a 3-way tie in the AFC East at the top.
Tom Brady against the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. Late game drives that won the games for the New England Patriots. He will have that opportunity again.
Nine points by Miami in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. That kick is going to be returned. And able to get plus yardage past the touchback line out to the 24. I'm Bethel Johnson. And again tomorrow, all new on CBS, King of Queens, How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men out of practice. Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, and of course the Late Show with Dave. All tomorrow here on the #1 network, CBS.
The fact that you only need a field goal to win the game, 2:54, and you have 1 timeout left, time should not be a factor for the Patriots offense.
Brady goes for the big yardage right away, and Dwight has it and shakes free. Tim Dwight has him set up inside the 20. Out battling Reggie Howard for the football.
Reggie Howard, it looks like he might have the football. He gambles and goes for the interception underneath, and Tim Dwight just pulls it out of his hands.
Tim Dwight in his first year as a Patriot. He's caught a couple of touchdowns, but you'd have to say this is his biggest play as a Patriot. 59 yards. And Vinatieri says, whoa, I'm going to get the call again. Miami, they've gotten mixed signals on the field about a timeout. Saw one signal that New England had called it. Now we're hearing the Dolphins call the timeout.
Yeah, let's look what happens here, Jim. Here's Tim Dwight. He's just going to run down the middle of the field. And here's the person to watch. How far? Well, he's playing the inside, so it's man coverage across the board. That's tough. No safety help. And Reggie Howard gambles and goes underneath. That's why Tim Dwight is open. This is a really good read by Tom Brady. He sees that no safety is deep, so immediately when you see that, you go to the deepest guy down the field. That's Tim Dwight against Reggie Howard.
Red zone today for the Patriots. Scored all 4 times, touch and 3 field goals. All they need now is a Vinatieri kick. Well, they're still going up, going for it all. In the end zone, was the foot down? Yes, they rule it on the field. Touchdown, Watson.
That was probably almost the best thing that could have happened to the Miami Dolphins.
Surprised you to see him go up top?
Not at all. When they came out in this formation, they were going for the score. Lance Schulters goes underneath. Tom Brady sees it. Perfect throw. Ben Watson on the second touchdown catch of the day.
Pretty nifty footwork, too, by Watson. Get the second one down. And he has a 2-touchdown game for the first time in his career.
If he wasn't so big, he could play wide receiver. He's that fast, that athletic.
And now New England will go for 2. They've driven 76 yards in 43 seconds. To make it a 7-point game. Evans, big hole. He has it. They got the signal. Miami players disputing it. got our third lead change in about 12 and a half minutes.
The touchdown by Tom Brady. He knows right away who he's going to. Good pass protection up front. Plenty of time and just another arrow throw by him to the outside. Ben Watson going full speed right off the line of scrimmage, just runs right by Lance Schulters.
I actually thought there was going to be a strong chance as you'll look at the blocking up front. Remember, they've had to rework the line today. Hochstein in there. Copen's been out. Ashworth out. But once Tim Dwight had brought it down inside the 20, almost thought, well, they may just run it down, see if they can pick up one first down and end the game with a Vinatieri kick. Well, you never thought maybe Miami even get a chance to touch the football again. Yeah,
they like to be aggressive. I like the call, like the situation, and the wind. Even for Vinatieri, they haven't looked that easy today. So don't always leave it up to the field goal kicker. But 2:16, Jim. They're going to get one play probably before the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts. That is enough time for the Miami Dolphins.
Trail by 7. And here comes Walker up the middle of the field. Taken down by Chatham and Don Davis, 25-yard line. Miami with 2 timeouts to play with, plus the 2-minute warning.
Wow, how do you emotionally just recover from this? The Dolphins score an unbelievable touchdown, and a couple minutes later in real time, they're back out there trying to tie the football game up.
Intercepted and a flag down. Willie McGinnis. The ball looks like it also came out at the end.
Before the pass, holding offense number 68. Half the distance from goal. 10-yard penalty. It's still first down.
That was an incompletion. McGinnis did not hold on to it.
I didn't see it come out. Willie McGinnis is not even rushing the passer the whole time. He's waiting and looking at Gus Frerotte. And remember, Willie McGinnis is a wide receiver when you catch it. If you're hit with contact, you've got to go to the ground and hang on to it the whole time. Good hit.
Good break for Miami. One more play before the 2-minute warning. Frerotte. Welker has it and has the first down yardage, tiptoeing down the sideline and never stepped out. All the way to the New England 38. 47 yards. Man, what emotional swings we're seeing at the end of this one. 2-minute warning in Miami. Tom Brady just minutes ago answering back, but Gus Frerotte trying to reverse fortunes for the Dolphins, who have it out of the 2-minute warning at the 38. Brown makes the move down to the 16. It puts a punishing hit on Eugene Wilson, slow to get up.
Well, time is not a factor.
I'll tell you, Wilson was staggering along and then fell for a second time.
See him grabbing his hand. It looks like Teddy Bruschi might have Ronnie Brown in coverage. Oh, he trips, not able to keep up. Eugene Wilson on the tackle.
We'd like to welcome everybody to Dolphin Stadium in Miami, and what a fourth quarter thriller this has turned out to be. Miami actually led it at one point 15-7 after scoring on the last play of the third quarter. But now back and forth we go. We've had 3 lead changes. Just after Miami took a 16-15 lead, Brady drove them down in 2 plays, hooked up with Ben Watson for a touchdown. Plus they got a 2-point try converted by Heath Evans. And now just moments ago, the already thin secondary for New England takes another hit with Eugene Wilson on a tackle of Ronnie Brown, shaken up and escorted off the field.
And the fact that a New England player hurt inside 2 minutes
takes their last timeout away.
Takes away their last timeout.
So New England empty of timeouts. Dolphins have 2. Corey Dillon played the first snap of the game and then went out with a leg injury. Gus Frerotte has thrown for 355 yards. He needs 16 more. They picked up 70 over the last 2 plays. Frerotte. The middle they go. McMichael diving ahead, knowing right where that first down line is, and it looks like it's enough for the 1st and goal to go. It is 1st and goal to go. How will they execute this week from inside the 10? Frerotte to the end zone and batted away by Hobbs.
That's a good play by Ellis Hobbs. And also, this is a tough throw. Look, if you're the receiver, look in the top left corner. The sun, you're looking right back into the sun. Looks like Marty Booker, though, finds the football, just cannot make the play.
Hobbs bats it away. 2nd and goal to go. Look at right into the, as you said, right into the glare. Brown the single back. To stay up top. Same play, and this time over the head of Chris Chambers. And this crowd getting extremely anxious.
Well, give him a chance. I know it's easy from up here, but when you get a defensive back in this situation, they're just trying to survive. Ellis Hobbs is not going to be able to go up and get the interception. That was an all-out blitz to his side. It was one-on-one all over the field. Gus Frerotte just overthrows it.
51 seconds to go. 3rd down from the 6. Over to Ronnie Brown and nowhere to go. Patriots snuff it out. Hank Poteet, who has seen virtually no play today, comes up to make the hit. Just signed a couple of weeks ago.
Well, it's a blitz, so that means somebody is going to be covering the running back man-to-man, and it's Hank Poteet, and he tackles him almost for a 5-yard loss.
Well, it's going to be 4th and goal to go from the 10. Now, last year, when they edged out New England on a Monday night in December, they scored the winning touchdown on a 4th down play to Darius Thompson. What will they do this time? As Miami, again, just a week ago against Atlanta, drove down almost to this exact same territory. Frerotte on a 3rd down play got picked off. It was quite a play by Carpenter of the Falcons. Here it is.
And you said it right, Jim. It's just a tremendous play. I've watched it many times, and it's one of those where Gus Frerotte throws it and he goes, "You're kidding me." He intercepted it. But here's what you do. What will New England do? I think it's more interesting. Will they blitz? It looks like they're going to send them all.
It's all coming down to this one. This snap from the 10. And here they come. Frerotte fires, and the pass is incomplete and no flag. Chambers was the target. Samuel was in there to help break it up. And Bill Belichick and the Patriots come down here just trying to find anybody to play in that secondary, as they not only came here already thin, they lost more players as the game wore on.
Look at the blitz. You see all the defensive guys coming. Gus Frerotte tries to anticipate. He throws it low, which is where he should. Chris Chambers.
Got to make that play.
Got to slide in there. That's pretty tough. I don't know if you can make that play.
Man, I tell you what. That looks like one you have to catch.
Well, when in doubt, you go back to what you are. The Patriots, they like to take things into their hands, so they just send everybody in the blitz. They're going to make you make a really good play to win the football game.
Sonny Samuel was in on the play, but Chambers, you said that's where that pass had to be. It had to be in there low.
And this is 3 really terrific wins by this Patriots football team.
New England's going to go to 5-4. Holding on for victory here. Only the second win in the last 8 seasons at Dolphin Stadium. Just after Farad had driven him down, hit Chambers for a touchdown for the lead, Brady drove him right back for the winning score. Then they hold on. For Phil, Bonnie, and the rest of the crew, Jim Nantz saying so long. New England's won it. Greg and company coming up next.